Wondering what's going on, eh? One question first. Are you feeling anything that can be construed as explosive cell death? No? Wonderful. Let's get started.
This episode of Upcoming RPG is brought to you by Spacer's Choice. It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's Choice. Right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kieran and welcome back to Upcoming RPG, and today I'm going to be diving into the game that I feel like I've been waiting for since New Vegas, and that is The Outer Worlds. If you've been living under a rock, The Outer Worlds is an upcoming single-player sci-fi RPG that's exclusively in first person. It's also being developed by the original creators of Fallout and the developers of Fallout New Vegas, so expect some quality content here. But before we dive right into what you should expect gameplay-wise, I find that the story and world building is very crucial for these sort of games, so I'm going to dive right into the story first. The game is set on Halcyon, one of the two planets that can be found in the game, and the other being called Monarch. Halcyon has been taken over and controlled by a corporate board. You wake up to a scientist who rescues you from cryosleep after having a 70-year nap when your ship is lost in transit. Judging from the cutscenes in the trailer, it looks like you make onto the scientist's ship who sets a course for Halcyon, but it gets attacked by an unknown enemy, probably those corporations that you kinda hate in the game. Your character then seems to escape via like a escape pod and crash lands in Halcyon near the community of Edgewater. I'm guessing the story is kinda like just to save the other colonists still in cryosleep before the corporations find them. Or maybe, you could always, since this is an Obsidian game, you could probably just sell them out for lots and lots of money. But it seems like the overall goal of this game is to take down or help the corporations fully take over the frontier, or just get rid of them completely. By the way, the frontier, if you don't know already, is the name for this region of space, so basically these two planets, Monarch and Halcyon, are a part of this frontier. So the fun part of this game, and fun part of any kind of RPG really, is the choice and consequence, and since this game is being made by the developers of Fallout New Vegas, expect a lot of it. An example of this game by the developer is the scientist that saves you from the ship, who comments that he has a bounty on his head, so after the prologue maybe after you land on the planet, you can actually hand him into the corporate board for like a sum of money to claim that bounty. Also, by the way, like in Fallout having its own currency, like caps and all that, this game also has its own currency called bits. We don't really know the history behind it, we don't really know the extent of it, but that's just the currency of the game, so yeah. Alright, so now onto gameplay. The best part of RPGs is the gameplay, or the best part of any game really is the gameplay, so aye. The main overall appeal of this game, to me anyway, is the RPG elements. Of course, it's a role-playing game. If this wasn't the main appeal, I would kinda be concerned a wee bit. One of the main elements is the famous return of the dialogue system. The thing that's getting people hyped right now, the one thing is the screenshot of the actual dialogue system, which is very, very similar to like Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3. Which is a good wee blast from the past really, to be honest. I actually forgot how much I love these dialogue systems with the added ability to like have a dumb response, and then dumb questions to the NPCs if you do have like a low intelligence. It's quite spectacular. And while we're on dialogue, Obsidian have confirmed that there will be no voice protagonist in this game, which thank fuck, because I feel like if you include a voice protagonist, then you kind of become limited in what you can really say and do in the game, really. Just take Fallout 4 for example. With what I was saying before, player choices have an effect on the overall story of the game, as well as character builds, companion stories, and endgame scenarios. Players will be given a choice at the beginning of the game to customise their character both genetically and physically, but since it's only a first person game with no proper cutscenes or anything like that in the game, I think the only way to actually observe your character is through either the inventory screen or wait until your game becomes idle and it starts hovering you around your character, kinda like in that game, Fallout, kinda like in that. A new feature in the Outer Worlds is flaws. The flaws system is quite interesting, to be honest with you. It's a new system that offers the players flaws in exchange for character perk points. These flaws can range from anything in the game. One example is like if you're attacked and killed by a very specific enemy constantly, then the system will offer you a debuff against that enemy, making your fights with them much more difficult, but don't you worry, you will get a wee perk point for your troubles there, so if you do decide to take that flaw. You do kind of upgrade your character in a way, but also you kind of degrade your character as well. So yeah, is it degrade? Degrade the word? I'm gonna go with it anyway. I'm gonna roll with degrade. Oh, and I forgot to mention before, yes, there will be companions in this game that you can recruit and fight with, and from what I've read, they're pretty in depth. Kind of like in that game. What's that game called? The game that I've been comparing it to the entire time. Is it yeah, Fallout New Vegas. Companions will have their own quests that the player can take on, unique abilities such as like being good with guns or melee, and even being great at lying to other NPCs, which is a nice wee touch. Oh, by the way, before you think about it, no, you cannot romance your companions in this game. I know you could in like previous RPGs, like Mass Effect, and I think in Fallout, maybe can you romance? Yeah, you can do it in Fallout 4, and I think you can do it in Skyrim as well, but you can't do it in this game. Sorry about that, guys. They also have their own motivations and ideals as well, so if you do make a decision that they don't like or really hate, they will either express their hatred or return back to the player home until you convince them to return. And with that being said, yes, we do have a player home in this game, much like in... what was it? Oh yeah, New Vegas. Or like in any like RPG game, because every kind of game needs a player base, really. This player home is in fact a spaceship that you can use to get to various locations around Halcyon, and even Monarch, maybe. Possibly. I don't know, I can't really remember them saying if you can get to the planet or not. Maybe in like a few missions, I have no idea. I'm guessing you can use this ship to store your totally not stolen goods, and maybe you can even like customize the ship to fit your character's persona as well. So if you have like a very evil character, maybe you can like dress it out like it's the bloody halls from Overlord. What may disappoint some players is the fact that the Outer Worlds is not entirely open world in the sense of Fallout and Skyrim. In fact, judging from how the devs are describing it, it seems like it's going to be more akin to that of Borderlands, with there being like open levels you can jump back and forth from, instead of like the big open world map, Now on to combat. Yes, the Outer Worlds does feature first person action combat with both shooting and melee mechanics being implemented. Combat reminds me a little bit of Borderlands, with hit markers appearing as damage numbers around enemy. Gunplay also feels a lot like Borderlands in a way, with this sort of like futuristic weapons being shown, but it is also reminiscent of that game, Fallout. Yeah, I'm going to be comparing it a lot to Fallout, but to be fair, this game is being created by the original creators of Fallout, so of course it's going to be that. Melee weapons are really cool in this game as well, with it being shown in a gameplay segment where you can see a player using like a laser scythe thing that looks fucking deadly. To round things off here, the Outer Worlds has no microtransactions. You can kill anyone in the game that you want, like that means like anyone, maybe a few exceptions, like maybe, possibly, I don't know. And there will be no mod support, at least in this game, but one of the managers were talking about the possibility of having it in future sequels, if this game does get sequels, which it might do, because Obsidian have been bought by Xbox, so any sequels of the Outer Worlds is probably going to be like an Xbox exclusive, so there's probably going to be a few sequels of this game there, so aye. So that's it for this video, guys. Are you excited for the Outer Worlds as I am? Please leave your thoughts down in the comments below. I'll be honest, I'm really excited for the game. The game does look very promising in terms of just world building. The world itself looks absolutely phenomenal. Like, just I love the idea of the corporations just branding everywhere. It looks so fun. It looks so wacky and cool. The art style looks brilliant. It looks very reminiscent of like a brighter Bioshock kind of thing. But also, yeah, as you can see, there's obvious comparisons to Fallout, there's obvious comparisons to Borderlands as well, just because of the human aspect of it. But overall, the game does look very interesting, it looks very promising as well, and all that mixed into this neat little RPG that is actually an RPG like the classic Fallouts. It gets me really excited because I didn't realise how homesick I kind of felt with those kind of titles, So before I go, I just want to thank my brilliant wee patrons for sticking by me. Simon609, Kendo Gunshot, Devil, and then Proxy1. Thank you guys so much for your continued support on the channel. It is much appreciated. Stay tuned for some exclusive Patreon content. If you haven't checked out my Patreon just yet, by the way, please go over there because it really does help me out. Fund the channel and fund future projects as well as vault experiments and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for your continued support. So that's me, guys. Thank you guys for watching the video. I am a little bit... I think I'm coming down with something. I'm not entirely sure what it is yet, but like my throat is kind of like... Bleh. So yeah. Yeah. So I'm still making a video because I promised I was going to make a video for this week, and I'm going to stick by that. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I shall see you next time. So bye. Bye-bye.